all the sleepy morning energy in this one.
Well,
really describes the year, I think.
We find ourselves yet again at another movie club, Shelby.
Oh my God. How does this keep happening to us?
How does this keep happening to us every even month? It's
every
crazy.
even month.
Well, I guess. Are you ready to get into it?
I'm so ready, dude.
Let's do it. S. Soup.
Got things to say, movies to shit on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SM Soup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name, but not on the brain. I am Spencer.
And I'm Shelby.
Together, we're here to take you on a journey through life's biggest questions, like, waiter, how is this the best 5 pictures from 2005?
Great question.
How could this possibly be?
Great question. There has to have been better. There has, like, it's a crime a Lord of the Rings movie didn't come out this year.
Definitely doesn't help. Definitely doesn't help that a Lord of the Rings movie didn't come out this year. It's a movie club, Shelby. Once again, we find ourselves here. And in case somebody is watching for the first time and doesn't know what this is, we take a year between 1975 and 2023 currently, throw it in a random number generator, spits out a year, and we watch the Oscar-nominated movies for Best Picture from that year. We've done. Did we do this all of last year? So
yeah.
This is like our 10th time doing it, maybe?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Kind of crazy.
I think we've done one in every decade.
I do believe we've done one in every decade at this point. Yep. And the most recent year we had was 2005. Basically, we just run through the movies. Up until 2009, there were only ever 5 nominees, so very easy to just run through 5. Any years that are after that, sometimes we'll, depending on how strong the year was, we'll normally try to whittle it down to our top 5 effectively to talk about.
Yeah.
And we'll just run through them and we'll give our takes and we'll discuss which ones we think are, the best, and we'll provide our own rankings. We'll say whether or not we agree or disagree with the Academy. And I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
No, you did a great job. That was a great recap.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I heard it.
After we run through all the movies, we'll also, after we give our own rankings, we also like to go through some of the other awards just to see where, especially the pictures that we got to watch.
Yep.
From the nominees, see where they pop up in some of the other major award categories, such as
Best Female Lead,
Best Actor, Best Actress. Yeah, like those types of awards.
I'm laughing because there's until recently almost never the movies we watch
in
are
the
in
older decades. Yes,
probably not in 2025.
Probably not.
I mean 2005. Surely things are better.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I was gonna say recently that like Poor Things.
Yeah.
And Emma Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sometimes they carry through.
It feels like it's been a lot better lately.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to make a joke.
Yeah, well, hilarious. The nominees for Best Picture, Shelby, were Crash, which won, Brokeback Mountain, Capote, Good Night and Good Luck, and Munich. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that this is the year that I think semi-broke Shelby into thinking this is the worst idea we've ever had.
It kind of did. I know it's not a bad idea, what we're doing, but the year truly, after you watch a movie like, oh my God, bad country film about singing person, Tender Mercies. After you watch a movie like Tender Mercies, you're like, it can't really get worse than that. We certainly couldn't have a winning picture that sucks so bad. And then 2005 happened.
Tender Mercies didn't win.
Oh, really? That's good. Thank God.
That was either Terms of Endearment or
you're right.
Kramer versus Kramer.
Sorry. You just watch a movie like Tender Mercies, and you're like, it really can't get worse than this, right? Surely we can't get worse than this.
I feel like.
And then a whole year just grinds out the most mid-level experiences you've ever had, and you're like, wow, very cool, thank you, glad we all got together for this.
Guess this won't be a very long episode. Yeah, I think my like main through line with all of these films, and truly all of them, is that they're not clean.
No.
They're not like, and maybe that's just like,
Maybe these are the transitional years.
yeah, truly.
I mean,
like maybe I'm too
probably.
used to like modern, but like,
But we've watched
but
much better older
but
movies.
you know, like 2003 is Return of the King, right?
Yeah, there's no excuse.
And that is like a perfect
That is
movie.
cinema.
And like, so
Yeah. No excuse. No
it just
excuse.
makes you look at a year like this and it's like, damn, like none of these movies feel like super strong.
Correct.
Which sucks.
Correct.
Not to say that they're all inherently bad.
I didn't
don't
call
necessarily
anything
wanna say
bad.
that.
I said everything was mid.
Some of them are bad. One of them is bad. I also think like throughout us doing this, I feel like I'm about to sneeze, but I feel like throughout us doing this, I feel like we've always agreed or had the best picture like close to our top.
Yeah.
Like,
Normally with
it's either second.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever had it lower than third.
I don't think so.
So stay tuned to see if that changes. First up in the order that we watched the films was Crash, the Academy Award winner. And sometimes that can be dangerous when we end up, because we choose the year by random, and then the order that we end up watching them is also randomized. So that way we don't just watch them, you know, in
Any biased order.
yeah, like yeah, you know, that way we're not watching it like this is the one that we're like the most excited for, and then like you watch it, you're already assuming that you're going to enjoy it and like all that stuff. You're already going to have that prejudice going into it. But yeah, so we randomize the order, and also in an attempt to try and throw the best picture winner in a random spot. So like, yeah, sometimes we'll watch it first, sometimes we'll watch it last,
Yep.
sometimes we'll watch it perfectly in the middle.
Yep.
But that way it's always different because there stands like pretty strong chance that the best picture winner is going to be the one that we probably will like the most or should like
pretty highly.
Yeah. So to try and avoid having like any sway or like bias like injected, we try to randomize that as well. But anyway, it turns out that we watched Crash first. Shelby?
Yes.
What was Crash?
Crash, here's the Google overview. Writer-director Paul Haggis interweaves several connected stories about race, class, family, and gender in Los Angeles in the aftermath of 9/11. Characters include a district attorney and his casually prejudiced wife, dating police detectives Graham and Rhea, a victimized Middle Eastern store owner, and a wealthy African-American couple humiliated by a racist traffic cop. And yeah, that was pretty much the whole movie.
This movie. Very like very all over the place in terms of jumping around to like the various people, which is intentional, so that didn't bother me necessarily. That didn't bother me inherently. The fact that like nothing got like a true like like full like resolution and like stuff like that, like for the most part it was like kind of annoying.
Yeah. I feel like only the couple and the cop situation, I didn't even actually, to be clear, did not actually have a resolution, but I feel like that was one of the only like interactions in the movie that actually had some progression when you look at like all the different perspectives and any interweaving connections.
Right.
But like one example of like, I just said like 4 or 5 different things.
Yeah.
I felt were the only things that actually like, again, had progression, not even resolution, but progression.
The movie was so painfully post 9/11.
It was so... Which, hey, for the time, maybe that hit hard.
I'm sure it did.
It
But
probably did.
watching it now,
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you like cringe.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like these things come up so often in the movies that we watch, where
Yeah.
it's like they're touching a subject that has only become more polarized somehow.
Yeah.
So it's like a thing that's already a touchy subject,
Yeah.
but like, you know, for at the time, like maybe it gets people to like self-reflect or to have like a moment of realization. But I feel like if people watch it now, it's like helping to confirm the way they feel instead of helping them to see that it's like wrong. Like this is a bold take. It's wrong to be racist,
Bold take.
right? Like super bold,
Yeah.
right? It's wrong to be racist. Some people don't think that anymore.
Right.
Like some people have tilted so far into the no, I get to be racist if I want to be racist. Like
Right.
somehow we've like
Yeah.
completely lost the plot as, you know, humanity. And so I feel like somebody could watch this movie in 2005 and be like, damn, post 9/11, we all got to come together. We all have to like,
Yeah.
one race, the human race,
Yeah.
you know, like that whole shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe it helps them like have a moment of self-reflection. They watch it now though, and they're just like, yeah, I like this cop. I like this cop who's a racist piece of shit. And then like there's like, I mean, full on spoiler. There's a cop who is very clearly like against his racist partner, and then also like sees the flaws within the system and
Yeah.
how quickly you know the system is willing to, you know, assume that a person of color is in the wrong in any sort of situation and not like give it like a moment of breath. So he's like the only guy who is like, yeah. And then he lets his
His own like ingrained prejudice, like
take
you know,
over in a moment.
Yeah.
And he kills a black person.
Yeah.
And again, like I feel like somebody would watch that and be like, see, I am right for having.
No, literally.
It's just like
this is probably the worst example I could come up with, so I'm gonna say it. It feels like the baseline, but like almost misdirected effort of the Barbie movie. It's like watching but like they're not like this movie. To be clear, this movie's not like fun and like you're not like it's not the vibe. But like in terms of trying to cover a subject and cover like an incredibly in-depth subject, it feels like yeah, the Barbie movie in whenever it was 2024, 2023, like that shit should have been made like how many fucking years ago? You know what I mean? Like it just feels so baseline and very like and almost misdirected in like what it's attempting to do. Like it's barely covering the surface, but in covering the surface, it's like bringing up every single like stereotype and like showing it to you in an over the top kind of way.
Yeah.
Thus almost just like I don't know. I just don't think it's like utilizing actually like
in a way it's almost like brushing those things off.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Like like again, terrible example. But I'm just like
I was gonna say I feel like the Barbie movie did do a fairly good job.
Like as a whole.
Yeah.
It was pretty like surface level.
I mean, yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like more could have been said.
Yeah.
They could have gone harder.
Yeah.
They chose not to.
Yeah.
Still good, like still necessary, I guess. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
But you could say that about Crash in some ways.
Maybe, yeah.
Again, like I don't know. Like to me, it was just like clearly God, I just don't know. They just like they wanted to smack you over the face with like, hey guys, just love one another. But it was done so weird.
The problem with Crash is that it like comes around and it feels like by the end of it, you're just like, yeah, you know, we all do need to be a little kinder, but people never change.
No, kind
and,
of.
Kind of does that bullshit that like we both really hate in a movie where it's just like, and what was this all for?
Nothing.
And it's like, damn, that fucking sucked. And the movie was just like, extremely racist, like in the like showing of racism. Like I get it, right?
Yeah.
But it was just like over the top. Like it was like going too far. Like it's like
Yes.
it just.
And any of the characters who actually like portrayed being incredibly racist never actually got any level of like there were no repercussions.
Sandra
None.
Bullock is like extremely racist.
Yeah, which wait, what did they call her character? Just like casually.
And she
prejudice is what they called her.
And
character.
her comeuppance was she slipped on the stairs.
Literally. And it didn't actually like I don't know. I can't even. Like it was so insane. It was so insane.
Like it should have been that like what happened to her was so at the very beginning of the movie, two black guys are leaving dinner.
Yeah.
And it's ludicrous.
Yeah.
And he's like complaining about how like everybody's prejudiced, everybody's racist towards black people, all this stuff. And he's like, we're the ones who should be scared. There's all these white people around us and everything like that. And then they end up carjacking Sandra Bullock and Brendan Fraser. Kind of funny. Like
kind of a hysterical start to the movie.
Kind of on the nose.
Yeah.
And Sandra Bullock afterwards is just like, basically he was like, that white woman is scared of us. And then afterwards, because the other guy was like, no, she's not. She's just cold. She's just holding on to Brendan Fraser because she just wants to be close to her partner. And he's like, no, fuck that. She's scared of us just simply because we're black. Then afterwards, it like cuts to Sandra Bullock and she's just like, I knew they were bad. I knew it. But if I assume that two black guys are bad and like all this stuff, and the resolution for her character should have been that two black guys in business suits were walking down the street and she should have gotten scared and ran away to a white guy who looks sketchy in an alley and say, hey, protect me, protect me, protect me. And then he kills her because anybody can be bad, you know? Like that should have been the resolution of like, you can't just put all your eggs in the race basket, you know? Like that could have been like a come on. Maybe that's like a bit like extreme, but like, you know what I mean? Like that could have been like a hard hitting, like
there was no resolution for her.
No,
character.
she slipped on the stairs.
She slipped on the stairs, realized she has no friends, and then called her like housemaid.
Stupid.
That's literally her resolution. Like that's it.
We've spent enough time on Crash.
I just can't. It was so frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
On so many levels, and it was also like so dramatic. Like it was going for like crime drama, but like we're gonna teach you something.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sure in 2005 it hit. It probably did. Like amongst. I'm honestly gonna guess mostly white audiences. They're probably like, yeah.
It felt like a movie to make white people feel a little bit better about themselves.
It really did. It was crazy. Anyway, just like don't watch it. It's not
also
worth
it's one of those movies that just has like a ridiculous cast.
It really does.
But nobody is like really a strong leader throughout it.
No.
And that sucks.
No.
I hate that.
I agree. I do want to be clear. I'm really not normally a fan of like intertwining storylines if they don't intertwine.
Right.
I'm normally not. Like I don't act. This is also probably a bad example because I couldn't finish the movie. I think is it Eat, Pray, Love or whatever, and then also Love Actually.
Okay, I think Love Actually, yes.
Maybe not Eat, Pray, Love.
I don't know about Eat, Pray, Love.
I couldn't finish Love Actually. I found, which I almost never don't finish movies. I couldn't stand the like jumping around.
That's crazy. Love Actually is one of the greatest movies of our time.
Not for me. It's not Lord of the Rings. I don't want it. Anyway, second movie we watched.
Second movie we watched was, I believe, Munich. Make sure you type Munich movie.
I'm already,
instead of, because otherwise you're going to get a city Germany.
Yeah. Top 10 things to know about Munich. All right. Google overview of Munich is: after the murder of 11 Israeli athletes and their coach at the 1972 Olympics, the Israeli government secretly assigns Avner Kaufman to carry out a series of strategic retaliations. With the help of a driver, a forger, a bomb maker, and a former soldier, Avner conducts a worldwide operation targeting 11 individuals. As the assassinations pile up, Avner begins to doubt the morality of his actions. as the assassinations pile up, as he gets to about 10 out of 11, he doubts everything.
No, it's a little bit before that.
It's 9 at the most.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So crazy movie to watch. I feel like this has been happening a lot lately where we have been stumbling into a ton of like movies or shows that like bring up the Israel Palestine conflict.
Yeah, but it's all 90s, early 2000s.
And it's kind of like a gut punch with how prevalent it is like in today's zeitgeist, and like, you know, it feels like more people are finally talking about this and stuff like that. And it's just like crazy to like that, like I had no idea what Munich was about, and we started watching it and I was just like, oh my God, this is like very on the nose to be watching this right now.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, crazy story. And I think like, yeah, I think, I think for the most part, so it's Steven Spielberg. And I think for the most part, this does like a pretty good job of showing the, just like the atrocity of like any sort of war conflict.
Yeah.
But like specifically like the Israel-Palestine conflict, in the fact that it's just like one person punches, somebody punches back, and it's just like, and then everybody blows up about it, and it's like you know, the whole thing was like a bunch of Palestinians killed a bunch of Israelis at the Olympics, and awful, obviously, right? Like terrible. But then it's always just like, yeah, so then like the retaliation is like tenfold, you know, or like whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, Eric Bana's character kind of has the like self-realization of like, yeah, maybe this shit isn't right.
Like cause he effectively comes to the realization of like, wait, I'm now realizing all the harm I've caused.
Yeah.
Like, who's stopping anyone from coming after me?
Right, so
because that's what I would do.
Right, so
I retaliated.
So yeah, so like exactly. It's just retaliation after retaliation after retaliation. That's just the entire conflict, really.
Yeah,
it's just like over and over again. And like, and you kind of get to a point where it's like, at some point somebody needs to stop.
Yeah.
Potentially the side that has more power. I don't know. Like, it's really up in the air. Like, it kind of I don't know, you know, it kind of feels
things
like
are feeling a little one-sided.
I'm just saying. So
that's basically the story of the movie, though.
But yeah, it's a pretty like powerful, like emotional like movie. It's got fairly good acting from like Eric Bana as the lead guy.
Dude,
like,
guys, Daniel Craig is in it. He's the best character.
But yeah.
He's the comedic relief, I'll say.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like a ridiculous, like, amazing cast. It's pretty like low key, honestly. And but yeah, it's definitely like a very interesting, if you're like, I mean, if you're a fan of like historical movies, that examine like like intense event and the aftermath of it, it's a good movie for that, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, what else do you have for it?
Not really anything. I mean, again, kind of the way it's shot, there's obviously it's a very intense subject. So, you know, it's shot pretty rather like I don't even know. Like it's certainly not a crime drama, but it's got the like very intense, like kind of almost action level of like certain suspenseful, intense, like, it almost borders on an action style of filming with how it's done, because I mean it's at its end like a secret agent on the run. Like that's what it is in the end, taking out all the complexity of what's going on. So in that way, I think anyone who likes more actiony stuff would probably enjoy it as a whole. It is, I think, a very interesting movie to watch. especially in like today lens. Some of the characters he interacts with along the way are very like they do have some interesting conversations and whatnot. Not necessarily conversations at this point you probably haven't heard if you've even remotely paid attention over the past few years, but interesting again coming from like I mean this is set in 1972, filmed in 2005, and
Set
now
in 1972,
yeah.
so 24 years
Right.
after Israel became a country.
Right. Only
Like,
only
very
20
fresh,
yeah, very
you know,
fresh.
like-
So it is interesting in that context,
Yeah.
like when you actually think about the timeline of everything, and then watching it in a 2020s lens.
Like it's examining an event 25 years before it, almost 30 years before it, and
Yeah.
then we watched it 20 years after the examination of it, 30, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right. So that part is very interesting. I agree with you if anyone's into like historical pieces. It is, yeah, it's very interesting. Watch. Yeah, like it was solid. Like not really any kind of like super strong feelings on terms of like quality of movie or anything. But yeah, I liked it. I don't know what the next movie is that we watched.
Capote.
Ah, fucking Capote.
Fucking Capote. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Overview.
What a man.
What a man. Reading of the murder of a Kansas family, New York City novelist Truman Capote decides to cover the story himself and travels to the small town with his childhood friend, aspiring novelist Harper Lee. I didn't realize that's who that was.
They said her name.
Yeah, I don't think it clicked.
To Kill a Mockingbird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Perry Smith and Dick Hickok are arrested and charged, Capote forms an emotional bond with Smith during his jailhouse interviews despite the young criminal's apparent guilt. Thoughts. I'm just confirming Harper Lee is actually, yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird. Had never heard of this person at all. In terms of being, I mean, it was a biopic, but it was a very specific, like, few years of his life.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of, I mean, I think we've complained about biopics quite a lot on SM Soup, but I'm a big fan of like a few years of time. Like don't try and sum up a human in one movie. Elvis. Literally, I feel like this is making a huge jump, but I feel like that's a big reason we liked the, I love not knowing names of anything.
Come on, give me something. I got you. I'll bail you out. You just gotta give me something. The Bob Dylan movie?
Yeah, I feel like that's why we enjoy the Bob Dylan movie, because it analyzed just like one period of his life. It
analyzed him becoming a folk person.
Like, yeah, sure. But it analyzed a few years of his life.
It literally stopped when he like was saying like fuck folk, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah. So it was very enjoyable that this is analyzing like this kind of crazy decision on Capote's life and how like fixated he became on it. And it really just like shows you, I don't know, maybe it was like a 10-year span, I think, roughly. The viewpoint of it, very interesting. I think it says a lot about like journalism in general, and kind of it speaks a lot to kind of all of our obsessions, I would say, with true crime. It is very fascinating, honestly.
Literally, Capote is like, in this movie, is like the first basic white bitch.
No, kind of. He kind of is.
Like,
yeah,
becomes obsessed with a murderer,
yeah,
or like at least a assumed murderer.
Yeah.
And yeah, by the end of it, like, when they're sending him off to be executed, Capote's like, I don't know if I can be there, or I don't know if I can do that. And like, basically it's like, because you love him.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do.
Yeah.
Like I've formed such an emotional connection with this person.
Yeah.
That like, I find ways to try and like keep myself away, to like like move past it, and I can't.
Yeah.
And probably because he chose to write a book about it and did like dedicate like a portion of his life and work to it.
Yep.
And so that was like a whole thing. And it was very, very interesting overall.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, there's not really much else to say about that. Like, it's definitely kind of just, it's the intro to becoming obsessed with true crime before, which we've always, like, humans love, like, the macabre and whatever. But, yeah, it, like, really deep dives into that and kind of his obsession with it. As how he's portrayed, obviously, again, know nothing about this man, how he's portrayed on film, pretty entertaining. Like, clearly he was, like, he knew he was the center of attention.
Very flamboyant.
Very
like very like out like
he needed to be like the center of attention in a room.
Yeah, like outgoing
Yeah.
and like very extremely extroverted.
Yeah.
And yeah. And
so like that was pretty entertaining.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman I've never heard Truman Capote talk.
Right. Not at all.
But I'm assuming Philip Seymour Hoffman nailed it because he has the most ridiculous accent
/ like speech pattern. Yeah.
For this movie. And, But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was really good.
It was enjoyable. Like I literally don't know many people I could recommend it to, but
yeah, I mean, like
not that matters. That doesn't
like slow.
It's pretty slow.
Yeah, but like it's like very moving, very like it has like these like pretty big emotional moments. And,
it was enjoyable for something I know literally nothing about, and got a glimpse into. I mean, what timeline would that even been in? Probably the 80s, 90s. Of course, now it's not
1965.
Oh my god. Okay, even earlier. I mean, yeah, it's just like it's a time period I know nothing about. It's big New York personality going to the middle of nowhere, Kansas. So like just a lot of those types of interactions. But really like it's slow. It's truly just about like the conversations people are having. Like genuinely that's what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of it. Like
the movie is definitely held together, I would say, by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
100%.
Like, yeah, I don't know if you could have had somebody else like attempt to do that role and walk away like having been as captivated or like as you like with your attention like kept and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. It relied on the lead's performance. That's the whole movie.
Yeah,
is the lead's performance.
Like he carried the movie.
Yeah.
Like had to.
So definitely enjoyed it. It was a shock, like kind of not really knowing what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
So I would say pleasant surprise coming out the other end.
Yeah.
Next movie.
It was Good Night and Good Luck.
Okay. Good Night and Good Luck. The overview is when Senator Joseph McCarthy begins his foolhardy campaign to root out communists in America, CBS News impresario Edward R. Murrow dedicates himself to exposing the atrocities being committed by McCarthy's Senate investigation. Murrow is supported by a news team that includes longtime friend and producer Fred Friendly. The CBS team does its best to point out the senator's lies and excesses, despite pressure from CBS's corporate sponsors to desist. Wow, a lot of big words.
If the like title of this sounds familiar, this has been in the news recently this year because it was a play that had like a small run for about half the year. George Clooney is the I guess director of this. Yeah. And like
it's written by George Clooney and Grant Heslov.
Yeah.
The play.
And and so then he moved it to the stage.
Yeah. Which the movie does feel very like.
It feels like a play.
It does feel like a play.
It really does.
I literally was like, combine Good Night and Good Luck and all that jazz, and we got a rockin' movie.
No, the movie is it's all in black and white, which is like a stylistic choice, obviously. In 2005, it works really well. Belfast also did it. Shelby doesn't remember.
Correct.
The movie is an hour and a half. It's very snappy. I mean, it's a newsroom. It's like a TV studio. So like, it's all very like quick. We gotta
Moving. Yeah.
we're having these conversations on whether or not we should run this piece.
Yep.
It kind of is like somewhat reminiscent of like think like Spotlight
Yeah, I
and
was
like
literally
the
gonna say
quick
that.
movement of that and like, are we running this? Are we doing this?
You
Should
have to
we
be
do
on top of the
this?
story,
Like,
but the
are we
story's
gonna
touchy.
what's the backlash we're gonna face? How are we
Yeah.
prepared for it? Stuff like that. Obviously, again, it's just like, man, if I guess we're really seeing that time just like
Time is a loop.
is a loop. So you're watching a movie about a senator who is attempting to label anybody who dissents against him as communists, which what gets a large portion of Americans more worked up than hearing the big C, the big communist word, the Red Scare, right? Like nothing
Right.
gets people more worked up than like it's a very easy way to like rile people up is
Correct.
to just say like somebody's a communist, right?
Yeah.
Or like at the time especially.
Yeah.
And it's just very funny because you can draw a lot of comparisons
Yeah.
to some of the ongoing political atmosphere that we currently are in,
Right.
where it's just like very easy to just throw out a word to call somebody else who just is opposing you and to rile up a large portion of your base.
Right.
Sometimes the shoe fits, so not, trying to say anything. And the
Right.
whole movie also examines how like there was a big thing about there was like a big pushback against any sort of socialist or communist movements within America.
Yep.
And there were obviously groups that would meet and like do this. Oppenheimer examines that, right? Like it's a big part of Oppenheimer. It's why Oppenheimer is like put under the microscope, because they think the whole reason why he has reservations about anything that he's doing is because he's a socialist or he's a
Right.
communist.
Right.
But anyway, so it's like, it's really interesting. It's just like really interesting to think about like that time period and how people had to move, like how
Yeah.
people had to like be careful about like a lot of stuff.
Analyze anything they'd ever done, humans they'd ever interacted with.
Legitimately, like that's what part of it is. Like they have the small team together, and Murrow and Friendly are like, if any of you have even come in contact, like we don't care. We don't like, we're all
Yeah.
a team and whatever, and like we know, and it's fine. But like if you've been in contact with somebody, or if they can draw it back to you in any way when they come after us for running this, like they're gonna come at you hard. So just remove yourself from it.
Yeah.
And like the one guy's
if you like want to, yeah.
the one guy was like, I should leave.
Yeah.
And like they all kind of like are looking at me. He's like, my wife went to a couple of meetings like during the time and
Right.
like all this other stuff. It's nothing you guys didn't already know.
Right.
And Murrow is like, because I think Murrow was a bit of a socialist himself. He's like, if any of us haven't like at least pondered a way to make things for the better, then like we'd all be hypocrites or something like
Right,
that. And
right.
it's like, again, it's like it's a really good movie. And again, it's an hour and a half, so it's very snappy. It's very quick.
Yep.
And it's very interesting. And it's one of those movies where it is just people talking, but it's done in such a way that like you're excited by it.
It's very
in the
interesting. It definitely utilizes, it was like a radio TV broadcast. So it's utilizing things that were said. Like it's utilizing legitimate clips of
the trials.
Yep. Like it's utilizing those clips, and then can almost guarantee, I'm sure a lot of the dialogue you see of him reporting is actually what was said. Is the
actual report, yep.
Yeah. So it's another like, if you want to know about something that was just a super contained like time, like analyzing one interaction on it, because at least in the United States, like that time period's covered in history class, but it's just very like that happened, wasn't that crazy? But actually like watching from the perspective of someone who's like trying to call it out in the moment and understanding that they could receive, it could literally ruin their career doing this. And they don't really dive into the emotional like toll of that. Like they really don't let it get out of hand in terms of like outside of like one small bit of backlash that they receive. Like they really don't lean into that as much as I think a Today movie would.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. It's literally just telling you what happened.
Yeah.
Like it's just telling you what the people who watch TV experience.
It's just so wild to like go back to this time.
Yeah.
And like, so it's CBS.
Yeah.
and they run the piece, and it's obviously very anti-McCarthy,
Right.
right? Like
Incredibly.
the whole thing is that they're putting somebody on, like, for one of the things, they're putting somebody on trial because their father was a socialist,
Right.
or was like deemed to be like closely related.
Yeah.
And so they were revoking all military access for this person, despite the fact that like they had no ties outside of like something their father had done. And they were like interviewing the guy, and he's like, I just worry about what will happen. Like I don't want my children to have to be tried by like the actions of their father, and I shouldn't be tried by the actions of mine. And it's like going into that whole thing, and they run the piece, and they're like, this is, they don't even give him a fair trial, all this stuff. Like it's, and like one of the reviews is from Fox, I think, and is like, this is fucking liberals. And it's just like, damn, even then, that's...
And they're literally like, just don't read the piece. Like, they're like telling everyone on the team to not engage with it, because it's like they know something negative is going to be written about them.
Literally, they're just like, oh, that libtard Edward R. Murrow back at it again. It's like, oh, wow.
Damn.
Huh. Interesting.
Patterns. Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was again, I think we've said this now like 3 times. Anyone who enjoys like a specific historical moment, but especially something that was like so big in United States history, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very contained. It's very like, it's truly like I know it sounds dumb, but it really is just like what happened. Like there's so little like personal involvement in terms of like the behind the scenes of the characters, really. So if you like really just want a pretty much cut and dry what happened, I think you'd like really enjoy this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, and then our final movie is Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain. Overview is in 1963. I feel like all these movies were the 60s and 70s. Not all of them. A lot of them. 3 of them. Capote, Brokeback. McCarthy would have been 60s? That's completely me guessing. I love just throwing it out there and seeing what happens.
It was late 50s.
Late 50s, okay. That's crazy. Just all of these movies were
or really just the 50s in general.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the fallout of
right.
Post World War II.
Okay.
But pre Cold War.
Right. That's just funny that so many of these movies
they are very very tight, and Munich
those regions, those times. Oh, right. And Munich was 70s, 73.
70s, right?
Or whatever it said. Yeah. Anyway, so sorry. Okay. In 1960.
72.
In 1960. In 1963.
And Crash was current day.
And that's why it's so. In 1963, rodeo cowboy Jack Twist and ranch hand Enos Del Mar are hired by rancher Joe Aguar as sheep herders in Wyoming. One night on Brokeback Mountain, Jack makes a drunken pass at Enos that is eventually reciprocated. Though Enos marries his longtime sweetheart, Alma, and Jack marries... his longtime sweetheart, Alma, and Jack marries a fellow rodeo rider, the 2 men keep up their tortured and sporadic affair over the course of 20 years. The fact that this devastating movie was the light in this year.
In terms of a good movie.
In terms of a good movie.
Like a really solid movie.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. This is a movie that I've heard about for so long.
Yep.
And just never fucking watched it. Like, it was always kind of in the back of my brain of like, I know I need to, because like, not saying like on a daily basis references are made to it, but it's one of those movies that like everyone knows about.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this movie.
People make this movie out to be like extremely homoerotic, and it's not at all.
No.
Like there's one scene really that is like extremely sexual.
Yeah.
And then everything else is just like 2 dudes kissing.
Yeah, literally.
But like trying to hide it.
Literally.
Like that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like people are like, it's really gay.
Well, yeah.
And it's just like,
it's because it's not a straight couple on
exactly. It's like,
screen.
well, I mean, yeah, it is a it is a homosexual love story,
Right.
you know, or tortured homosexual love story, or
Right.
whatever, or repressed, closeted, whatever, like
Yeah.
examination of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's just like people made.
I
it
was
seem,
expecting worse.
People made it like seem like.
I mean, worse, like,
Right,
you know, more,
right.
I guess, detailed, or I don't know.
Graphic.
Graphic. Thank you. Yeah, I would agree with that. And it's so funny because you and I both, and we like don't need to get into it, but you and I both were like, because we've heard about it so much, we like both had our own conceived idea of what the story was.
Yeah. So
before even watching.
So my interpretation was that these two men were straight, but like, or were closeted.
Yeah.
Homosexuals who, you know, because of the times,
Yep.
they married a woman,
Yep.
they had a couple kids,
Yep.
right? Like all that.
Yep.
Then, you know,
had meet.
Had to do a job
Yeah.
on Brokeback Mountain and like form such a connection and realize the repressed feelings that they've had.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends with like the culmination of like discovering one's true self.
Yeah.
Then they fuck and then the movie's over. That was my interpretation of what this movie was.
Yeah, mine pretty close to that. Nope.
Because my thought was that like the climactic point was going to be them like discovering the like
feelings they have for one another.
Yeah. No, they have that within the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Literally.
And then it's all a matter of like, fuck, we can't be gay during this time period.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to accept this.
Yeah.
Like Enos is very much like in that
Yeah.
camp of like, we can't do this.
Yeah.
Like we're going to get fucking murdered.
Yeah.
Because of like a childhood, like, you know, memory he has. And so then the movie's all about like them trying to like to try and like put up a facade, basically.
Yeah.
While then like, yeah, I mean, Jack's like very Jack is obviously much more driven to like continuing this relationship and making it work. And you know, so then they have these moments that they're able to kind of like steal away by like continuously going back to Brokeback Mountain where they like first had their moment.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
It's a very good movie.
Very like powerful.
In terms of like, I also thought it was gonna, because I feel like I always hear that like, oh, it just hits so hard, that I really, again, hearing so many things about this movie kind of warped my perception of it before even watching it. I was really expecting kind of a incredibly emotionally devastating moment, but like the best way I can describe it is that you're just like slowly feeling emotional pain the whole time, because you're literally, I mean, literally the overview calls it like tortured relationship, because you're watching two people who clearly care about each other immensely have to like completely fake it for a huge chunk of their lives, and it clearly is like destroying them. Like it's obviously not good for them. They're like very distraught over it. It obviously causes problems between them. Like you're watching people just like very sadly have to like hide who they are and have to live basically double lives and fear being caught at all times, and it's just like, it's very sad. Like that's sad. Like that is just like, it hits, and you're just watching that the whole movie more than like it almost makes like the culmination of the movie like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it almost makes the culmination of a movie not hit as hard because you've just been sad the whole time.
And like the blow is somewhat softened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're not like, everything's great, and then, oh no, devastation.
No,
it's
like,
I'm sad the whole time.
Like,
and of course things got worse.
Yeah. It's a very, it's like a very like, it's like slowly painful.
Yeah.
Like every moment that passes, you just feel like a little bit more
You feel like
sad.
defeated. Yeah.
And like, and then like the Band-Aid rip happens towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And then it's like really sad.
Yeah.
Like really fucking
But you've
sad.
been gearing up to sadness the whole time. That like I
mean, I guess we do get into spoilers when we talk about movies. So I am.
It is also from 2005.
I am going to just say it. So
If you
stop
don't
listening
want
for
to
a
hear
few
the
minutes.
spoiler because you still haven't watched Brokeback Mountain, just skip like 3 minutes.
Yeah, Jack Twist's character, Jake Gyllenhaal's character, I should say, Jack Twist, dies.
Yeah.
And Enos finds out about it.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's character.
Yeah.
And he calls Anne Hathaway's character and tries to figure out.
Which, oh my God, the cast of this movie. We'll talk about that in a minute.
He tries to find out like what happened. And Anne Hathaway gives him a story of what happened, but it cuts to what I believe is Enos's interpretation of what probably happened, which was that he assumed that Jack Twist got figured out and got murdered in a hate crime.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway tells a completely different story of how he died, like basically like a freak accident.
Yeah.
So it's like you're kind of left to like,
right.
Like I would say odds are he probably was killed in a hate crime because that's like the environment of the time.
Right.
But also like you are put into Enos's viewpoint, which is the worst possible thing that could have happened. And then the rest of the movie is him devastated and realizing what he has lost.
Right.
Because he was the one who kind of pushed away the hardest.
Right.
And you're just like left with that. And it's just like the remaining 90, like, you know, whatever, it's like 15 minutes probably. 90% of that 15 minutes is just up close shots of Heath Ledger trying not to cry.
No, literally.
And it sucks. It hurts. It hurts.
It really
and that's
does.
really the movie. Like the whole movie just kind of hurts.
Yeah.
And then the Band-Aid rip happens and it hurts more.
Yeah, literally, yes.
But it's really good. And yeah, the cast is phenomenal.
So
you have Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep. Michelle Williams is Enos's wife.
Yep.
And then Anne Hathaway is Jack Twist's wife. And Linda Cardellini makes an appearance.
Mamma mia.
David Harbour makes an appearance.
David Harbour makes an appearance.
And Kate Mara makes an appearance. Well, Kate Mara is his daughter, sorry.
Is it Anna Faris or...
Anna Faris is in it. Like, again, it's not an extensive cast because, like, it's like a lot
of those people are probably relatively small at
the
that
time,
point, maybe.
But it's like crazy going back and watching it.
But yeah, I mean, Anne Hathaway and Linda Cardellini in the same movie.
But yeah, it's you know, if you're ever in the mood to be emotionally slowly devastated, great movie. I mean, obviously they're in like Wyoming pretty much 80% to 90% of the movie, outside of whenever you see Jack Twist when he lives in Texas. You know, beautiful panning shots, small town,
when they're on Brokeback Mountain,
Western, United States.
Gorgeous.
Literally beautiful. I'm happy to have finally watched it. Yeah. Like, it feels like, I mean, it doesn't feel good, but it feels good, like, to finally understand. Yeah. And, like, be a part of the in crowd who all know Brokeback Mountain.
Right.
But yeah, enjoyable movie.
Fun fact, real quick, if you're an avid listener of the movie clubs and you're like, hey, try and find a way to draw this back to another movie. Ang Lee, the director of Brokeback Mountain, is the director of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which was such a crazy realization.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Enjoyable, very enjoyable.
Definitely. All right. Shall we get into our rankings?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5.
5. 3, 2, 1.
Crash.
Awful.
Dog shit.
Terrible
Don't watch
movie.
it. Not worth it.
Not a good movie.
Don't watch it. I can't stress that enough. Don't watch it.
All right. Number 4. I knew we were gonna say the same movie there. I'm not 100% here, so
wait. I need to think.
Okay. I will go first then.
Yes, please.
4th place for me, I would say, is Munich.
I also think I'd say Munich.
Okay. Number 3.
What's left? Capote.
Good Night and Good Luck, and Brokeback Mountain.
This is gonna be a tougher one. Okay.
Number
gut
3.
reaction. Go ahead.
No, you.
3, I think I'm gonna say Capote.
3, I also would say Capote.
It's very tight though.
Definitely pretty close to number 2.
Good Night and Good Luck.
Agreed. And then number 1, Brokeback Mountain. The order that we watched the movies was the order from worst to best, I think.
Woo! It only got better. I do put Good Night and Good Luck and Capote on pretty close.
They're pretty close
levels.
Yeah.
Obviously very different movies, but in terms of like enjoyment and overall just like a concise story and
I think from an overall like just like well-rounded movie
yeah,
perspective, like
they're relatively close.
like Capote just at times was like a little slow or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like if I had to rewatch any of them, I would
Yeah.
rewatch Good Night, Good Luck a lot quicker.
I agree with that. I mean, really, if I'm being honest, I don't really want to rewatch any of these movies
Truly.
because I'm either going to just be sad by the quality of the movie or sad by the story of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. All right. Best directing is it's all the same nominees.
Okay. Wow.
The winner was Brokeback Mountain,
Yeah.
which 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I
Yep.
would say a close second would probably be Good Night and Good Luck.
Yes.
From a directing standpoint.
Absolutely.
Best actor in a leading role, the nominees were Philip Seymour Hoffman for Truman Capote, which was the winner.
Yeah. That's fair.
Other movies that we watched though, Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain, and David Strathairn in Good Night and Good Luck as Edward R. Murrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Philip Seymour Hoffman as Capote is like.
I mean, that's such a
fair,
leading
yeah,
role.
like again, he carried that movie, so it's very fair.
It'd be hard to not give it to him.
But Heath Ledger definitely would be a very close second.
Both
like, I would
of
maybe
the other
say
two were very good.
Heath Ledger, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely am not upset about that.
No.
Best actress in a leading role. We didn't watch any of these movies, but Reese Witherspoon did walk away with it for
Joke stance.
For Walk the Line as June Carter Cash. That's a movie that I feel like would have probably been better than Crash.
What
probably
the
would have
fuck?
been better than Munich.
Ugh.
Joaquin Phoenix is apparently phenomenal as Johnny
That's
Cash. I've never
bullshit.
seen it.
We need to watch that.
Best actor in a supporting role. Again, nominees for people that we've seen, or for movies that we've seen. Matt Dillon in Crash was nominated. He was the police officer who was like a racist piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
And then Jake Gyllenhaal as Jack Twist in Brokeback Mountain. The winner of Best Actor in a Supporting Role was George Clooney as Bob Barnes in Syriana, not as Fred Friendly in
Which what
Good
a
Night
crazy
and Good Luck.
name.
Yeah. And then Best Actress in a Supporting Role, we have Catherine Keener as Harper Lee in Capote, and Michelle Williams as Elma Beers Del Mar, Enos's wife, in Brokeback Mountain. Those are the only two nominees that we've watched. Neither one of them won. It went to Rachel Weisz in The Constant Gardener.
Okay.
So there you go. That is 2005. Probably to this point, the weakest year
I actually agree.
that we've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't think it would happen.
Did not think it would happen.
Rough.
All right. Our next year is drumroll, Shelby.
Drumming.
2020.
What a year.
What a year. Who remembers 2020? The nominees were the winner, Nomadland. And the rest of the nominees were The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of the Chicago 7. 8 movies that we have to watch for 2020.
I'm realizing I have heard of I think 4 of them.
I've heard of, let's see. I've definitely heard of Nomadland because of it
I
winning.
have not. I've heard of Judas and the Black Messiah.
Heard of Judas and the Black Messiah. I believe that has Denzel Washington's son in it, who was also in Tenet.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've heard of Mank. We've seen Promising Young Woman. I've heard of Sound of Metal, and we've seen The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I definitely have high hopes for it to be better than 2005.
100%. I know it'll be better than 2005 because alone, Promising Young Woman and Trial of the Chicago 7, both better than 2005.
I don't know if I agree that Promising Young Woman is confidently better than Brokeback Mountain, but I do agree that The Trial of the Chicago 7 was better than all of those movies.
Yeah. I just mean the quality of those two combined already beats 2005 as a year. But you're right. I would also not put Promising Young Woman above Brokeback Mountain. Wow, that's going to be a crazy movie to have to rewatch.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it won't.
I really don't want to.
Yeah, it's a movie that I don't think will hit as well on the second watch,
No,
unfortunately.
because you know everything.
Yeah, but still.
But hey, doesn't detract from the quality of the movie.
No.
Anyway, that is the movies we have to watch next. So we'll see you in 2 months, right?
End of October.
Yeah, end of October. To watch all of the movies that were nominated from the year 2020. So if you're interested in following along, by all means, feel free to watch the movies. If you have any strong feelings on 2005, if you're like, you guys are fucking crazy, this is the best year of movie nominees that has ever existed.
Get better taste.
It's okay that you're wrong. We forgive you. You can find both of our socials in the description. You can find SM Soup Podcast on all streaming services, including YouTube. And until next week, which, if you're this far, we can tell you what we do next week. Next week, we review my teenage music taste. So I really think you should actually come back next week because it's pretty funny.
I mean, I think you should come back next week.
I think you should come back, next week regardless. But like, I can actually tell you what we do. So in case that's of interest, come back next week. And until then, until we review my bad teenage music taste, stay brothy.